All right.
All right. We have Malika Griffin here, former neighbor of mine. How are you doing?
I'm doing great. How are you?
Doing well, doing well. I'd just like to point out that when you played here, this wasn't here.
Yeah, none of this was here. Actually, this was a practice field
Yeah,
on the side of the old building. So yeah, they come a long way.
and I think they are humble enough to realize that we got this on the back of you and your teammates and the dynasty that you started here at South Panola.
Yeah, back then we didn't know that what we had begun or what we were doing at that time. We knew we wanted to win, and we was just focused on what we had,
Yeah,
and we made it work. So
great. Uh, like I would tell them that I looked in the newspaper once and I saw that old field and it was like there was no track around it, like a rickety gate and a rickety fence, and I guess South Panola pretty much so had just about what every other school had. It was all the same.
yeah, the track was dirt. There were no track events here, and
Yeah,
the home side was
yeah,
the original, which is the visitor side now.
yeah,
And then I think the visitor side, which is the home side, it was maybe like 4 or 5 bleachers, bleachers on that side.
yeah. We
And
made the visitors stand up.
I think, if I'm not mistaken, they start filling up the home side after we went to Starkville in that jamboree. I think we beat Starkville 63 to something. And from there, it was a sellout every week. So
Okay. Tell us what years you played football here at South Panola.
it was 93 was my senior year. Um, and I graduated in spring of 94.
Uh huh.
But previous to that, 92, I think that was maybe Coach Wright's first year. And
What 91 was his
91 was his
first?
first year.
Yeah.
And then coming into 92, we were all juniors. We were 10th grade when he got here. And but we were pretty good in junior high with Coach Lyson and Coach Robinson.
Yeah.
We were undefeated in junior high. So we felt at that point, I know looking back, we were going to be pretty doggone good once we got into the high school and took over because we were already winning
Yeah.
before we got to that point. And a lot of people ask me, when did it start? When did football start with us? And to be honest with you, it started back in kindergarten when a bunch of us was in that class at Miss Duggar's
Oh.
kindergarten, and we would be on the playground playing football with the mom used to make our sandwiches and wrap it in aluminum foil. So we didn't have no football, but we had that aluminum foil that we would ball up, and that became the ball. So that's how it started with the balled up
That is
sandwich of
amazing.
aluminum foil. So we would, and the game that we were playing was called Kill the Man with the Ball. So we would throw it up, and whoever get it, when it hit the ground, take off running, and everybody chase it. So that's how it started. And that class of guys, because in kindergarten, in first grade, in second grade, third grade, we were all playing the same game at recess with that aluminum foil.
Oh, that's funny. I mean, and nobody held back. Everybody tried to get the ball.
Everybody.
Wow.
Everybody got tackled. Everybody got dirty. Everybody was sweaty. It didn't matter.
Okay.
We looked forward every day to who has the aluminum foil,
Okay.
and everybody circle around, throw it up, and everybody be jumping in and trying to get it. Who grab and take off the running? That's how we play football.
Man, I've never heard that story. That is fantastic. Okay. And I know that throughout your career, you probably had some great moments. But I remember that interception in the state championship game. Didn't you were the one that intercepted that ball, or?
I got an interception and a punt block for a touchdown.
Right. Yeah.
Well, I did. I had a little bit of everything going on.
Do you remember any moment bigger than that for you?
That was pretty big. I think one of the moments that I really enjoyed was James Cooper was hurt. I think Dwayne was out when we went to Columbus.
Okay.
And played Columbus, and I was pretty much one of the only standing running backs. And I got to play most of that game on offense. And basically, we won 21-0, but I was instrumental in kind of carrying the offense because it was basically me, Paul, and Deshae in the backfield. Other times, playoffs, Coach Wright, second play of the West Point game, calls me in to run the ball. Because pretty much every time I run the ball, it was a touchdown.
Oh, okay.
And this particular game, I don't normally run the ball until later. But he called me the second play. I told him, I said, you must want to win real bad. and right after that, I told him, I said, well, I'll be right back. So went out, ran the ball, touchdown, came back. Coach, you need anything else?
That is fantastic. I love that. So I don't know if y'all as children or young men back then questioned coaches, but did you ever question the coach why he called you in early or anything like that?
The only questions, we didn't question that. We never questioned that because we had fully faith and trust in what they were doing and how they were doing it. Now, the time that we did push back was in the state championship game. Of course, we were going against Warren Central, and Brian Darden was that great tailback that went to Tennessee, and he was running all over us. So at the half, we all got together and told Coach Stanley, we ain't running this defense no more. We need to do something different. We got too many people stacked on one side, and it was all, so we let's just go back to what we know how to do. Let's go back to the basics and get this done. And so we kind of made some adjustments and shifts and got people back in their original positions, and defense made a few stops, and I got that punt block, ran it in for the touchdown. That pushed us ahead. The rest is history.
Okay. Great. Talk about Coach Dan Ray Cole at that point in time. Was he coaching here yet, or had he already left?
No, he was here.
He was here, yeah.
Coach Danny Ray was very instrumental to us because of his. He was a brother figure slash dad figure type, but he wasn't that much older than us. And his work ethic of lifting weights and challenging us to do what he was doing or to try to do it better was a huge motivation. And Coach Cole saw things and gave us advice and wisdom and instructions that because he was young, I think he was in his 20s or so, maybe 30s, 20s or something at that time while we were just, kids. But you could go to him. He ran the study hall at the school, and we would be in the study hall with him watching Martin when Martin first came out, and all of that stuff. So, but he would tell us things that we didn't understand then, but now it makes so much sense of the life teachings that he would give out, not knowing that he was giving it to keep people on the right path. And he was very instrumental in our success, disciplining us, but also showing the love. So Danny Ray is one that would be greatly missed in anybody's world. So.
Were you inducted last week into the Hall of Fame here at South Panola?
Yes, ma'am.
How did that feel?
It was a little surreal.
Okay.
To the point that I'm still asking the question, what did I do to deserve this among all the other greats that are on the wall, the guys that have played in the NFL and that have done so much on the field? What did I do? And I'm still searching for that answer. Somebody has to tell me, and it has to be more than just a block punt.
Oh yeah.
Touchdown. It has to be more than that. So I'm still in search of that answer.
You still in search of that answer?
But I am grateful. I'm thankful. Whatever it is, we'll keep moving. So.
I'm trying to figure out which question to go with, but Marcus, your little brother, he kind of did some of the running back things, same thing as you did. Did you play with him on the field, or?
Me and Marcus are 10 years apart.
Uh-huh.
When I left South Panola to go to Ole Miss, Marcus was 7, 8 years old.
Mm-hmm.
So at that point, I didn't play with him a lot because I was gone over there doing that. But from watching all of he had videos and stuff, and of course he could see me on TV on Jefferson Pilot, when we traveled or whatever, and that game was on Saturday. But I tried to keep him close to me as much as I could. But it was very challenging to do that and focus on school and what was taking place.
Right.
Because leaving from here and going to that, it was a huge challenge. Because the coach had got fired, Billy Brewer.
Okay.
And then we come in with an interim coach, which was Jolie Dunn. And then after that 94 season, I left Ole Miss and went to Northwest.
Okay, yeah.
And spent 95 at Northwest, and then went back to Ole Miss in 96.
Okay. Yeah.
So dealing with all of that, I didn't spend that much time with Marcus. But he was there, but not if we was 2 or 3 years apart.
Yeah, understood. Yeah.
I could hit him in his head.
But I still think you were a big part of his, life there. So
yeah, I think he
up,
had somebody to look up to in that regards. He was a great talent. I ask him to this day. I tell him to this day, you're supposed to be playing on Sunday.
Yeah.
With 6'1", 6'2", 230, 35 pounds, and can run, you're supposed to be on Sunday. So But everything happens for a reason. So
Yeah. Did you coach any?
I did. I
Okay.
coached at South Panola. I think it was Coach Stanley's last season here,
Okay.
or season before his last. I can't remember. But I left here and went to Bolivar Central up in Hardeman County, up in Tennessee. And then from there, I coached a season in the Memphis City Schools and also Northwest Community College.
Okay.
I did a season there.
So, what is the frame of mind to go from a player to a coach?
Uh, it's really, if you've been in a program that you've been in leadership, it's kind of easy because coaching is teaching and teaching is leadership, and coming from this program and taking that with you, you have a foundation.
Okay.
You know what it takes to win. You know that winning is very painful. It's not easy. It's not giving to you. And so you're able to share those experiences with other teammates and other kids that you're coaching and so forth and so forth. And it helps. It helps to know that you have a building block that you can come off of to give these guys, put them in the right direction of where they need to go. Plus, they can look back and say, hey, he came from this pedigree of this tree, and I remember this school whooping us. So he's got to know, something. So it helps. It works.
Okay. Okay. Now, are you and Johnny the same age?
Yes.
Okay. So, how did it feel to play with your first cousin on the I know y'all grew up playing with each other, and
Well, you have to understand, Johnny. I'm older than Johnny.
oh, okay.
He's born in August. I was born in March. So I'm 5-6 months older
Okay.
than he is. But growing up, Johnny was always bigger than me, always taller, whatever the case may be. And that, even though he was younger, he kind of was a big brother in a sense.
Okay, I got you.
His mannerism, the way he talked and he acted way older than he actually was.
Yeah.
But there were some times growing up, Johnny took up for me, with some fights in the neighborhood, and a lot of them he just let me fight. So, but when we got here and we went to Ole Miss, we were roommates in college.
Yeah.
We became like actual brothers. Everything that went on was between me and him. So it was good.
Oh, good.
It
Yeah.
was good.
Okay.
I can call him right now. He'll help me out.
That's great. That's great. Let me see. I'd asked somebody, and I didn't. Now they named the defenses. Did y'all 93 defense have a name or anything like that? Y'all call yourself anything? Okay.
No, there was no name. I don't think we had a name for anything.
Okay.
We just wanted to whoop everybody. We wanted to. I think we went and played a team in Arkansas. I can't remember the name of it, but they supposedly was a high-ranked team in Arkansas. They had a tailback that was pretty good. I think we broke his leg first and second quarter. I can't remember. I know we went to Arkansas, and it was a big hike, so we came back. That was the end of that.
That's happened a few times. Yeah, that's happened a few times. Okay. Well, the last question is, well, not the last one, but what was the best advice you got as a player? Did anybody give you any advice you still remember?
Um, the best advice, I don't know if it was just one single thing, but Coach Wright or Coach Stanley may have mentioned at times that um, what you do now will define what you'll be later in life. How bad do you want this will determine how bad you want to be successful in life. And so all of the little things that took place back then, we all soaked it up. And there was a mission, there was a goal, there was determination. It didn't matter who you put in front of us, we were going to win. And having that mentality now, you're able to share it with your kids, with my son, with my daughter, and instill in them to just keep going. Don't worry about falling. If you don't fall, how you gonna ever know what getting up is like? So I want them to fall, to fail, learn from it, get up, keep going, just keep running.
Okay.
My son has a 33 on the ACT. He's in 10th grade. He wants to get into MIT. 33, we need a 34 through 36. Get up and keep running.
Yeah.
So.
Wow. Okay. I always ask Coach Wright what was his secret, but he said they just tried to give y'all advice on how to be good citizens, grow up to be good men,
Right.
one day, good fathers and stuff like that. So, yeah. So you agree with that? That would be there's no secret.
There's no secret. And with him saying the things he's saying, and then you had Danny Ray, Coach Cole, and then there was another coach here that worked on the fire department.
Coach Chapman.
Coach Chapman
Okay.
was very instrumental in the discipline.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's 6'6" or whatever, walking around, and he's got his baseball cap on backwards, and he's no nonsense. So he was the rule enforcer. He was like, you was on pins and needles when he came around. So it was great. I mean, everything, all the pieces that needed to be in place were in place.
Okay.
So it was good.
All right. Anything else you need to add? I didn't ask, or
No, I think
no?
we're good.
Okay, then. Well, thank you so
Thank you.
much. Yeah, so good to see you.
Neighbor.
I know.
Y'all
man.
sold all that land over there.
Most of it, but we just got the